Okay, so we said that basic class in families in fungi are the Basidiomycetes, which is the last but one. The last one is fungi imperfecti. The Basidiomycetes, you have class Heterobasidiomycetidae and other Tramalales, and the family Auriculaceae. Auriculaceae is where you have the genus Auricularia. And we have the way we name fungi in Nigerian language or in Nigerian classification, or within the classification system we have in Nigeria. Fungi are classified using different parameters. The names of the fungi vary from one ethnic group to the other. You have in Yoruba land, we call it Olu. In Igbo land, we call it Ero. In Hausa, mushrooms are called Namagara. Urobo call it Ihe. Ibibio call it Ode. Still in Nigerian classification, based on habitat, a good example of Oluogan, which is a fungus in termite hill. That is, we call it Termitomyces. Different species of Termitomyces exist. In shape, an example of Etiologbo, which scientific name is Auricularia auricularia. Then you have tribe Auricularia judaeus. And then you have texture. According to texture, a good example is Oluawo, which is a leathery fungus with scientific name known as Lentinus subnudus. Lentinus subnudus. Based on size of the basidial cap, that is the fruiting body, you have wowo, which means tiny. The scientific name is Esatriella atromponatum. These classifications are all Yoruba language. Because we are in the West here, we have to base our Nigerian classification in Yoruba language. Then, according to base seasons that the fungi appear, where you can find them, you have Olueji, and Olueji is found in rainy season, which with scientific name is also Oluogan, because it's also the one associated with termite hill. Termitomyces robustus, that's one of the species of Termitomyces. That is, this mushroom is usually created by termites. According to flavor, Ogiri Agbe, which means the farmer's spice, which the scientific name is Vovorella esculentus. Vovorella esculentus, we also have Vovorella vovoresi, but apparently that's not Ogiri Agbe. It is usually on pods of oil palms. Another example is Takele, which means adorns the muzzle, that is known scientifically as Termitomyces clypeatus. And they are also Termitomyces, so they are still in the first group, but now has some other characteristics that differentiate them. According to lifespan, the lifespan of mushroom is also used as a criterion Example is Osolumeta, which means mushroom that matures within 3 months. Osolumeta. Scientific name is Tricholemma lobayensis. Tricholemma, not trichonema. And another one is Oluoku, which is mushroom that grows repeatedly. Pleurotus tuberrigium. Pleurotus tuberrigium. It produces what we the Igbos call osu, that's sclerotum, that is used for making egusi soup. It's anti-tumor. There are others that have legendary status, which are known in legendary time. That in Nigerian classification, the taxonomic characteristics used during legend of areas. For example, Okufodewa, meaning hunter would come to search for it. That the legend is, the story told behind it is that the hunter died, was buried, and millipede was found on the spot. So the scientific name is Dictophora species. According to my class last week, I mentioned that scientifically, classification is primarily by the type of spores and fruiting bodies produced by the fungi. So as mycologists divide the kingdom fungi into Mycota, Zygomaycotta, Ascomycota, Basidomycota, and then the Deuteromycota, which we call the fungi imperfecti. Fungi imperfecti does not have sexual spores. They produce only asexual spores. Remember, it is based on spores and fruiting bodies that fungi are classified. So the basic things I can talk about right now include that under Mycota, the chytrids. A good example is Allomyces chytridum. You have about 800 species according to literature. They are the smallest and simplest fungi. They are now in the kingdom fungi like Protista, but we still talk about them because of their importance in certain fungi characteristics that they have. Find them in lakes, oceans, and moist soil. They feed on decaying or living organisms and are important decomposers in aquatic ecosystem. Unlike other fungi, chytrids produce spores with flagella, which enable the spores to swim. Then the Zygomaycotta, the example is Rhizopus, Mucor, Philobulus, and you have about 900 species. The basic characteristics is that they are terrestrial fungi, that means they live on land. Most of them dwell in soil and decompose dead plants and animals. You find them there. The group also include black bread mold, that is the mucor, and some animal parasites. They reproduce sexually using thick-walled zygospores. That's why they are called Zygomaycotta, which are tough, resistant spores. Then the Ascomycota. Ascomycota are called sac fungi. The sac fungi, a good example is Neurospora and Mochella. Then you have ergot. There are about 50,000 species. There are about 50,000 you can find. And then the basic characteristics is that they are the largest group of fungi, which include yeast, lichens, morels, mochella, truffles, that is a big, large mushroom that can only be traced by dogs, and they are usually buried on the ground. Then the crop fungi, they are responsible for many plant diseases such as powdery mildew and Dutch elm disease. They reproduce sexually with spores. Then form those spores are formed in sacs. These sacs are called asci. That's why they are called Zygomaycotta. That is the phylum. Then you have the Basidiomycota, the club fungi, which are mushrooms. Agaricus, Amanita, Cotinarus. Agaricus is usually edible. Amanita is death fly, which is poisonous. You have about 25,000. They include edible and poisonous mushrooms. Many species are plant parasites and cause extensive crop damage from sexual spores in club-shaped structures called basidia. Then the fungi imperfecti, that is the Ditromycota. Examples are Atrobotris, and Aspergillus. You have Penicillium and others too. 25,000 species have been found, and by now more have been discovered. They are large and diverse fungi in which the sexual stage either does not exist or is not known. Once they discover the sexual stage, they are then put in the group where they fall in. If they fall into Basidiomycota, they go in. If anywhere they fall in according to sexual stage, they will now be categorized in those groups. But as long as there is no sexual stage, they are still known as fungi imperfecti, that is imperfect fungi. One soil-dwelling species is the source of clasporin. The class is an antibiotic or an immune suppressant drug that prevents organ transplant rejection. So they are virtually all the fungi that are known are very medicinal. They are very beneficial to man. Kingdom plant fungi. Under kingdom fungi, you have phylum Mycology. Under phylum Mycology, that's the member of this division are commonly referred to as slime molds. One of the classes is Acresiomycetes, cellular slime mold. Then you have Hydromyzomycetes, you have Myzomycetes, and you have Placidiophora mycetes. So under the division 2, division 1 we said is Mycology. Then the division 2, Mycota, that's the true fungi. Under the true fungi, you have subdivision Mastigomycotina, one class which includes one class called Critidomycetes. Under Critidomycetes, you have 3 orders: Chytridiales, Blastidocladiales, Monoblefaridiales. Then you have the second class known as Hyphocritidomycetes. Under Hyphocritidomycetes, you have one order called Hyphocritidiales. Then you have under class 3, the third class in the true fungi is the Oomycetes. The Oomycetes has 3 orders: Saprolegniales, Leptomyteles, Lagenidiales, Peronosporales. Then subdivision 2, Zygomaycotta, that is under Mycota, true fungi. you have subdivision 2, Zygomaycotta. Under Zygomaycotta, you have the class called Zygomycetes. Under Zygomycetes, you have 3 orders. The orders include Mucorales, Zoopargales, Entonophthaleres, and then you have the second class called Trichomycetes. Then subdivision Ascomycotta, you have class Hemia Ascomycetes, you have Plectomycetes. Class 3 is Spirulomycetes, that's flax fungi. You have Discomycetes, the cup fungi. Number 5 is Labobenomycetes. And then you have Leucolomycetes. These are classes under true fungi. And then subdivision 4, Basidomycotta, you have Teleomycetes, you have Heminomycetes, you have Gasteromycetes. Then under Deuteromycotta, that's the fungi imperfecti, you have Blastomycetes and Hyphomycetes. And the Coelomycetes. So each of them has characteristics that put them in their either class or subdivision order.